The train slows long before it stops. Metal grinding, steam hissing into the cold night. No one speaks. A weight settles in the stomach before anything else. Not fear exactly, something heavier. The doors slide open. Cold air rushes in. Wet earth, smoke. Boots hit the ground one after another. Mud grips the soles immediately, as if the land refuses release. A glance around, expecting movement. Banners. Voices. Something that makes this clear. Nothing is clear. Only darkness and a distant rumble. At first it sounds like thunder, far away. A storm, perhaps. Then the sky flashes. Not lightning, orange. A second later, the sound arrives. Deep, violent, rolling through the chest. The ground trembles. A curse muttered nearby. A helmet adjusted too many times. A swallow. A dry mouth even in the cold. This was meant to be simple. Hold the line. Stay together. Not long. That was the promise back home. Another flash. Closer. The air tightens. Breathing feels heavier, though nothing touches the body. Marching begins. Each step sinks. Mud over boots, mud climbing the coat. The rumble never stops. No waves, no fading. It continues, as if the sky grinds against the earth itself. Focus narrows to small things. The rifle strap. Weight on the shoulders, the sound of breath. A blast lands ahead. The ground lifts for a split second. Dirt rains down. Not close enough to kill. Close enough to feel heat brush the face. A flinch before control returns. A short laugh escapes. Embarrassed. No other laughter follows. A trench appears ahead, if it can be called that. Broken wood. Walls collapsing inward. Water pooled at the bottom. This becomes the place to stay. Climbing down. Mud swallows ankles. Cold seeps through fabric immediately. Another explosion. Then another. Closer. The sky flashes again. Faces visible for half a second at a time. Pale. Wide eyes. Darkness returns. Pressing against the damp earth wall. The thunder does not pause. Not even for breath. Waiting for a gap in the noise. For silence. For a sign that this is only the beginning of a battle. No beginning appears. No signal. No charge. Only constant impact. Minutes pass. Or hours. Impossible to tell. Time no longer moves normally. Something shifts inside. Not courage. Not panic. Understanding. This is not an attack ending by morning. Not a story that rises and falls. This becomes the air, the ground, the sound. Another blast shakes the trench. Dirt falls over shoulders. No flinch this time. A fixed stare into the dark. The storm is not passing. This is where life will continue. Morning never truly arrives. The sky turns gray, but the sound does not change. It keeps coming. Shell after shell. No rhythm. No mercy. No real sleep. Eyes close for seconds. The body jerks awake at the next impact. Trench walls crumble a little more each hour. Water rises around boots. Mud thickens. The smell shifts. Wet earth, smoke, something metallic in the air. Reaction to every explosion begins to fade. There are too many. The body cannot jump forever. Now there is only bracing, jaw tight, shoulders stiff. A blast lands close. Too close. Air punches the chest. Ears ring instantly. Everything goes dull for a moment. Mouth opens to hear again. Nothing. Only a high, thin whistle. A figure nearby shouts. A mouth moves. No sound arrives. Another impact. The ringing fades slowly. The world returns, but distant. A man drops into the trench, covered in dirt and shaking. Eyes wide, hands trembling without control. One look is enough. That look. The look that says this will not stop. Hours blur together. Cold rations chewed without taste. Water swallowed tasting of metal and mud. Every muscle remains tight, even during attempts to relax. The body begins to expect the next blast before it lands. Heartbeat rising seconds before impact. Breath shortening. A feeling of shrinking, pressed into the earth. Another shell tears open the ground nearby. Dirt rains down. A scream follows. No movement at first. Waiting. Climbing out might bring another shell. Staying might mean someone dies above. Hesitation lasts too long. When movement finally comes, nothing remains to fix. A body twisted wrong. Still warm. A face already empty. No glory. No drama. Only stillness. Climbing back down into the trench, the fire continues. No attack to repel. No enemy to see. Only invisible force falling from the sky. A new understanding forms. This is not about bravery. This is endurance. How long a body can remain tight before breaking. The sound keeps pressing against the skull, against thought. Memory of home tries to surface. Wind through trees, a quiet street. The memory feels fragile, as if one close shell could shatter it. Another explosion. No flinch this time, only waiting for the next one. The trench is no longer a line. It is a wound. Walls collapse without warning. Mud slides down in heavy sheets. Boards snap under pressure, waking with dirt in the mouth. No memory of falling asleep. The ground feels softer now, thicker. Warmer in places where warmth should not exist. A step forward sinks deeper than before. Boots stuck, a hard pull. Mud releases with a wet, sucking sound. The air smells wrong. Not only smoke, not only wet soil. Something sweet, something rotting. Avoiding close looks at what the mud holds. Hands sometimes emerge from it. A sleeve. Fabric shifting when the wind moves. Shells keep landing, closer, closer. Each impact reshapes the land again. Craters swallow what stood minutes before. No straight paths remain. No clear ground. Only holes filled with water. Water hiding what lies beneath. Climbing out of the trench in daylight for the first time. No field, no trees, no horizon, only torn earth. Black, brown, gray, moving from crater to crater, bent low, breathing hard. Another explosion nearby, shockwave throwing the body sideways, landing in water. Cold, filthy, remaining there for a second. Face half submerged, heart pounding. For a moment, no desire to rise. The sky continues exploding. Forcing upright, every step heavier. Clothes soaked, rifle slick with mud. A slip, another fall. Hands sinking deep into something soft that yields too easily. Pulling back quickly. No looking. The idea of clean hands feels distant now. Almost impossible. Food tastes like dirt. Water tastes like iron. Sleep comes in fragments. Dreams blending with impact. Sometimes no certainty whether eyes are open or closed. The earth is no longer ground. It feels alive, shifting, swallowing, keeping whatever falls into it. Memory of fields from home surfaces briefly. Dry soil under sunlight, grass moving gently in the wind. That memory feels false now, like a story told to a child. Another shell lands. The ground lifts, then settles again, standing soaked and shaking. A new understanding forms. The enemy is not only ahead, it waits under the boots. Names stop being learned. The change happens quietly. No decision, just less effort. New faces arrive in the trench. Young, voices too loud. Questions still asked, watching from the corner of the eye. The pattern already known. Artillery. Mud. Waiting. Then one day a face is gone. No ceremony, no time. Just a gap in the line where someone used to stand. A piece of bread shared with a man whose hands will not stop shaking. Sitting close because the trench is narrow, because the cold pushes bodies together. The man talks about home, a sister, a dog waiting at a door every evening, listening, a small nod. A shell lands before the story finishes. The trench collapses inward. Wood splinters. Dirt fills the air so thick it feels solid. No sight, no breath. Clawing upward through soil and broken boards. Fingers bleeding, chest burning. When the dust settles, the shaking hands are still. Half buried, eyes open, unfocused. Staring at the face for a long time. Waiting for movement. None comes. Something inside tightens, then shuts. Direct looks at bodies stop after that. Just enough to confirm. Not enough to remember. Movement when ordered. Firing when ordered. Eating when food appears. The sound of artillery blends into everything. Even laughter sounds thin. Forced. No longer jumping at every explosion. That absence of reaction feels worse than the blasts. Sitting in the trench at night while flares light the sky. White light turns mud into pale ash. Turns faces into masks. Hands studied under that light. Skin cracked. Nails black with dirt that will not come out. Trying to remember what it felt like to care deeply about the man beside. To fear for someone else. The feeling is faint now. Distant. Loss no longer shocks. It drains. Another blast. Another absence. No question about who it was. Understanding comes without words. War does not only take bodies. It takes pieces. Small ones at first. Then larger ones. And none are returned. Morning comes again. But it feels the same as night. Gray. Heavy. Standing when ordered. Walking when ordered. Stopping when ordered. No anger left. No speeches forming in the mind. Just movement. Artillery still falls, but it feels farther away now. Not because it is distant, because something inside has stepped back. Shells land without thoughts of death. Men fall without questions. The body reacts. The mind does not. Food passes down the trench. Chewing slowly, swallowing without taste. Mud covers everything. Boots, coat, rifle, no attempt to clean it anymore. No point. A runner arrives with orders. Advance, hold, shift position. The words feel empty. Climbing out of the trench again. The landscape unrecognizable. Craters overlapping like scars on scars. Smoke hanging low over broken ground. Moving forward because the line moves forward, not because of belief. A shell lands behind. No turning. Another lands ahead. A slight adjustment in direction. No panic, no surge of fear. Just correction. Stepping over something half buried. No looking down. A shot cracks nearby. Returning fire without careful aim. Recoil barely noticed. The body functions. Hands reload automatically. It feels like watching someone else move. Shouting somewhere to the left. No immediate reaction. Only movement when the line shifts. The sound of silence cannot be remembered. An attempt to recall it. Nothing comes. The sky flashes again. Orange light across gray smoke. Standing still. Breathing slow, heart steady. This is not courage. It is absence. Life continues. But something else does not. And the moment of its death cannot be found. It happens without warning. The artillery slows. then pauses. At first, the change is not clear. Ears still ringing, body still tight, waiting for the next impact. Seconds counted without meaning to. Nothing comes. Silence feels wrong. Too wide, too open. Standing in the trench, unsure what to do with idle hands. No shaking, no gripping the rifle. Just stillness. The air smells the same. Mud, smoke, rot. Without explosions, the smells feel sharper, closer. A new sound emerges. Wind. It moves across broken ground softly. Unfamiliar. A nearby laugh breaks the quiet. Short, uncertain. A cigarette flares in trembling fingers, climbing out slowly. The field stretches ahead. Craters filled with still water, wood splintered, metal twisted, bodies scattered where they fell. No movement, no charge, no victory, only aftermath. Careful steps forward, boots sinking into softened earth, each footprint filling slowly with water. The horizon remains empty, no banner raised, no cheering, no signal that something has ended, only quiet. Relief does not arrive, pride does not arrive. Instead, a strange emptiness, a hollow space where noise once lived. Memory of the train platform flickers faintly. Young face, straight posture, unbroken eyes. That version feels distant now, unreachable. A piece of broken wood lifted from the mud, studied without purpose, dropped it again. Silence stretches further, no comfort in it. Exposure instead. The noise shaped everything, pressed inward, filled every space. Without it, nothing solid remains. The guns may pause, the field may rest, but the storm did not pass through. It stayed.